Good morning, Blacksmith YouTube land. How y'all doing? In first, we got Dana Maggiore. How's it going, brother? Working on his car. Old school, good morning. Anson, what's up? You should come over today, man. See the shop. Chewy, what's up? Bryson Alden, how's it going? Morning. Bottega! Morning. Hey, how's it going, Thomas? Yeah, today, last night after the show, several hours, me and Scott here, you're fine. We're working on clearing some shelves. Morning, Dwayne, Mountain Critter. As a matter of fact, yeah, let me, yep. There he is right there. In-house guest. He's Scott Seward of Seward's Forge. Just kind of hanging out, helping me clear the shop and do some cleanup in the shop. And, just waiting for the show to be over. He's my second biggest fan. Dwayne, what's up? Gladys, hey! Morning, Hans. The Fuss Vice looks awesome. The Fuss Vice looks awesome. Morning, Boar. How's it going? So, today, I don't really have a topic. Me and Scott here have been chatting YouTube analytics and stuff all morning. So what are you guys all up to? Let's do that. What are you guys up to? I know Scott's also the Fuss Vice, Chewy. I don't really have a good picture of it, except for what Hans has done to... Can I show this, Hans? Hey, Robert Whitney, how you doing? The Fuss Vice, it's basically a pipe. It's a vise on a stand, a vertical vise, and it's got a spring inside of a tube and a foot pedal, and when you push the foot pedal down, it lifts a plate so you can put stock in there and then let it go, and it grips it nice and tight, like super freaking tight, like that. So it's and Hans just kind of modified his, and you can't really see it because camera to picture, but he put a cutting plate, like a little tool shelf on it, looks like, and put his gas saver on it. So awesome. Rather cold morning here, but I hope it's a good morning for all. Hey, Bill Corey, how's it going? But I can see that vise being so useful in so many instances. I have some of the stuff to make one. It's just the trying to come up with the mechanics. It's like I'd have to really tear one apart to look at it. Hey, what's up, big dog? How you doing, Tim? What's up? Hey, Dog Bones, what's up, Bobby? Yeah, like I said, just sitting here doing shop cleanup this weekend, and I know Scott over at his shop, he just got a mezzanine that he's working on installing, like basically a second floor to his shop, and I know a lot of people are either in garages or backyards or cobbled together shops, and it's like anything you can do to improve your shop is an excellent step forward.
Yeah, I just use K-racks on my use pallet jack K-racks and just put the top level on it, put boards up there and welded them together and made me a second level for my stuff. So that's it.
Yeah, if you have the room, go up. But yeah, hey Speargrass, how you doing, man? But yeah, let's do that. I want to hear about you guys' shops, and I want you guys to kind of think about what you can do to improve your shops. A couple thoughts would be, if you have a mobile shop or a shop that you pack up and put back in the garage when you're done with it, you pull out into the garage, out of the garage and on the driveway. One thought I had for something like that would be to get some lumber and some caster wheels and make some like foldable walls that you can store in the garage and then pull out and open up and set up as windbreakers and tool racks and such, So, something storable, but, useful. That'd be awesome, Hans. How it works, and if you can use your magical chalkboard or your magical marker board to show the mechanisms so people can build them their own. There's a cool story behind it too. Hey James Jones, how you doing? Trying to gain more space in the shop by finishing projects and getting them out. I hear you.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. your project pile is almost as tall as you, isn't it? It's that gray cart, right?
Oh yes, I have piles of stuff I want to do all the time.
Oh, you're not alone in that at all, Trail Dust.
Big thing, as long as they're paying for it, it comes to the top of the pile. Everything I want to do goes to the bottom. It never gets done.
Right? Oh, I think you freaking hit it right there, man. That's like everybody's issue is, like projects everywhere. My shop problem right now is anytime I do a shop cleanup, all the stuff that I want to keep ends up, I stack it where I would work on where I'd be standing there at my anvil. So it's like, when I'm doing shop cleanup, I cannot do anything else until I finish a shop cleanup section, So it's like, our goal today, or Mike, he's been helping me out with some of the heavy lifting and honestly the motivation to go through, these shelves that are right in the middle of my shop and just clearing them off like he did so that I can get access to some of the stuff. And, I've got an air conditioner that doesn't work, on that shelf that needs to come out. I've got, the rear windshield of a Gen 3 Camaro that I need help putting in the dumpster. Just having somebody in the shop or in your area to help you set it up for motivation and heavy lifting is huge. And I feel bad because, you've been working on your shop and I haven't had a chance to come up.
Just like me and probably most of you guys, I'm a semi-hoarder or full-time hoarder.
Full-time hoarder.
And everything that I have, I was going to use for some project. And the problem is it just starts piling up and piling up and piling up.
I'll use this someday. What's up, Chris Nixon? Bryson, a buddy of mine just cleaned up his shop and I ended up with a 5-foot long piece of 3-inch round wrought he didn't want. Wow. That is an awesome gift. Do you know if it's a high quality wrought or if it's low quality with a better grain? Low quality wrought is great for artistic. It's got that nice grain structure. Lower refinement, but yeah, I think the only wrought that I have is a piece of a hinge that Hans gave me. Actually, all the wrought that I have, Hans gave me, and then a little 3/4 bar of wrought. That's about yay long. And then a few stub ends from a barn teardown that he was a part of. Nidavellir, how's it going, man? Gladys says you're a hoarder. Well, I know one thing that you have at your shop that you can bring over to my shop, Anson, if you'd like. You know, some big anvil stand that is in your way. Toss it in your truck. The curse of the creative, I can use that. Yes, it is.
Amen to that.
Oh, man. So, you know, we were going through the stuff, and it's like, we're finding all sorts of stuff, and it's like, yeah, I don't remember putting that up there, but I can use it. He's like, can ya? You know? It's like, maybe.
And the worst thing about that is a junk man who gets other people's trash, comes by, stops his pickup truck, and I pick through it. And I was like, well, I can get that. I can use this. And I get even more stuff in my shop.
Oh, yeah. I've been buying rod off eBay lately. Huh. 1/4-inch rod and about a foot of rod. Granddads, what's up? A Snoop Dogg commercial on the way in. That's the way it do. If you don't use it in 5 years, turf it. Well, the funny thing is, a lot of the stuff that I'm keeping, or that I keep, and I'm sure, again, most of us are probably guilty of this. You know, a lot of the stuff that I keep, it's like, you know, I know that it can be used down the line, yet I either don't have the skill or necessity to turn it into what it needs to be. You know, so I know that down the line I can use it, but right now I can't. So, but down the line I'll need it. The hoarder mentality. What's up, Rob? Sorry, Bottega. Morning, Dan. But yeah, you know, like what I'd like to hear some of the outrageous finds and things that you guys might have, you know, like what's the most outrageous thing in your shop that you may never use, but you know what, it would just come in handy so much, you know. Wayne Heights, good morning. Fine line between keeping stock and hoarding. I got so many little, you know, fan motors that, you know, they're too light duty to use for anything other than, you know, I got this idea for once I get, you know, some of the programming stuff worked out to have like a bank of outlets with some, you know, motors that spin flags and stuff anytime somebody super chats, you know, so I'm keeping all these little motors for that, you know, or if I have, like, I know Tim did, I think it was 2 years ago, he did a Halloween video build or Halloween build video, where he basically had like flying, you know, like the motor spinning some stuff. I can't remember what it was, if it was like witches or skeletons or something like that, but, you know, kind of. Yeah. I have a record collection in my shop. A record collection. Nice. Yeah, Bottega, if you could retype that, because the message was, the sentiment was awesome. It was poetic. Granddad, sorry it's taken so long to get your stickers. Dana, yeah, I heard you were having problems with your computer or with your sticker stuff. That's why I haven't bothered you. Also, it's like time. And one thing I am always out of, as much of a hoarder as I am, is time. I need more time. Empty liquor bottles? Well, you could take one of the empty bottles, fill it with dirt and forge scale, and ship it to me with your latitude and longitude on it for the geocaching, I guess it's called. You know? You have several large I-beams and C-channel pieces that take 3 guys to move. I have no idea what I'll do with them, but I'm keeping. Yes, same here. I got several large chunks of steel that it's like, oh, this will be great for a tool rack that I don't have room for, or this will be great for, you know, mounting it on the ceiling and putting one of them like beam, what is it called? You know, like the trolleys on the ceiling? Are they called trolleys?
No, they're called...
Yeah, the ceiling sliders. Let's call them ceiling sliders. Old bottles for tiki torches is a good idea. That'd be a good idea if I were to get a whole bunch of old rum bottles and make wicks for them and fill them with tiki oil, you know, citronella. Whiskey Turtle Forge, Mr. What's up? I just blanked on your name. I know your name. I just blanked on Whiskey's name. How you doing, man? Chris Schaefer, Overhead Crane.
Gantry crane.
Gantry crane, yes. Oh, I'd love to have one of those in my shop, you know. You have a small corked bottle filled with scale. I couldn't remember who was doing that. Yeah, that was me, Chris. Jeff, yes. But yeah. Pretty much there, Boar. Yeah. But, you know, forge some yard stakes to hold the bottles, and then, you know, that would be a really cool, my vision of my backyard. You have a windscreen wiper that I fully intend on turning into a shop hoist. 12-volt power tools at some stage when I get the new shop, and I'm not sure how yet. See, that's the thing I have. I have all sorts of stuff that'll be great for once the shop is where I want it, and for future builds that I have in my mind. You know? Ben Toons, Augie Zenner, Bloobs, what's up? Don't forget, guys, smoosh that like button. Please. Yeah. Smoosh it. Dan Boyles, most unusual find in my shop came from a load of fill, and when they dumped it, I saw a piece of rusty metal. Grabbed it and cleaned it up. Now I have a working die from a punch press for a number 8 screw. That's a nice find, especially, you know, from a load of backfill. Dragons and blacksmiths are very similar. Both work with fire, have a hoard of cool stuff to make cool stuff with, and can be very surly when slighted. Absolutely, man. The address, I have the mailing address in the description below, where to send any of those geocaching. Just include your latitude, longitude on it, and the name of your shop. And I'll be setting up a wall. I might actually build the shelf back here, so that, you know, it's all collected right there. Try and keep it a small bottle if you can, so that I don't have a shelf that's this tall for full bottles, you know, and then have a bunch of little, you know. But already smooshed. Thank you. Since someone made a certain video, I can't answer a question about the shop without saying talent. Since someone made a certain video, I can't answer the question about the shop without saying talent. The thing that you have in your shop that doesn't get used? Talent? Is that what you're saying? Everybody, you got talent, Wayne. Sprinkled Donut Forge. Good morning, buddy. Keep your drill speed at speed. Okay, talking glass drilling. 5 boxes of certified Star Trek memorabilia the neighbor left behind. There you go. So a 5-gallon water bottle would be way too big. That was me. Did I say something about talent?
I have a 80-gallon tank cut in half that I was going to make into a quench tank, and now it's just a big old catch-all. Every time I dig it out to do something, it just gets piled back up with stuff.
Yeah, right?
Never got the holes in the bottom welded in and everything else. It just sits there.
Right? Oh, I got dreams for quench tanks, but fireside video. 7 tortoises in your forge. Nice. I got 2 leopard geckos, but they're in my office here. Found me an Island Metal Forge stream. Yeah, you did. Well, Donut, this is a good topic for you, too, because I know you live down there in Texas where you get all sorts of cool finds. We're talking what neat, unique, or potentially useful stuff that you have in your shop that you may not use for years, but you just don't want to get rid of. You know, interesting shop finds. You know. Yeah, I have a few bottles I can fill to send you if you want it. I only need one. You know, and then, well, like, then when you move to Texas, you leaving us, you know, a new bottle from your new shop. The idea is to have a little bit of everybody's shop in my shop. You know, I don't believe Corey is here. Corey Shire. I don't believe he's here. I do know Anson. If I may, right now, I do know that once I get that anvil stand from you, I've got to cut apart my dual stand, and I've got a new base plate for whichever vise I don't use for that stand. So once that's done, I can have a nice clean setup. A 2,600-gallon water cubes in my backyard for the apocalypse. Right on. Make sure you treat the water so that it doesn't go bad. A library of mechanical engineers and metallurgical textbooks. I mean, everyone asked the most important thing in the shop was, and they said talent, and then they asked what do you wish you had, and panned to Hans and John, and Bob said talent. Oh, that! Oh, the fireside over, I'm forgetting that one. The fireside chat over there at Coffee Grounds. Right. Yeah, I got you. I see. Yeah, I got you. Hans always says talent. Hans thinks he doesn't have talent. Hans has talent. I cleaned my shop about 3 weeks ago, went through the toolbox and found a sweet tap and die set along with a pneumatic die grinder. Didn't know I had them. I'm finding all sorts of pneumatic tools. You know, he actually, Scott, you know, we were lining up how we were going to clean and set up my shop, and where his idea to put the shelf is, instead of tearing it all down and leaving it down, is to put it where my air compressor right now is, and then putting the air compressor closer to the back. I've got a big old air compressor that I'm going to be running some tools off of it. I do believe I have a die grinder. I got like we found we found a whole box of
paint sprayers.
Paint sprayers. Cool. You know, my most useless item is having 5 anvils and 1 arm to hammer with in a small shop. But you're setting up for classes, man. Morning, metal man. Full stick of stainless steel rod 3 inches from one of our welds from the city. That's useful. You just gotta swing your arm to move it.
Ow.
Oh, he wouldn't be doing this. Sorry, Ben. He's a one-armed blacksmith.
Oh.
Ben Toombs. I'll pull up some of his videos after this to show you. He's awesome. He helped me make the Dan Moss hammer. You know. I have 1,000 mower blades. Right on. A few shafts to save various carbon steels under my table. Sure. Yeah, I've got a whole pile of various carbon steels that I don't have the knowledge of using them, but I don't want to get rid of because I might use them someday. Hey, Ron Dennis. Hey, howdy. Curtis Lee, good morning. The most useful thing I have in my shop is an old propane tank that I hope to turn into a forge someday. I have, it's not in my shop, it's just out of my shop, and you were talking about the junk guy, Mr. Howard. Mm-hmm. It's the base of a billboard. It's about, what is that, like 12-inch, 15-inch round? 15-inch round steel, with a metal base. It's I think 4 or 5 foot long, and I'm like, I'll use this for something someday, and I ain't used it yet. But the idea would be, it'd be neat to cut that open and make it into a long forge.
Yeah, but about broke us getting in the back of your truck, though. Remember?
Oh yeah, it's the reason I haven't used it is because I can't move it. It's freaking heavy. Need some railroad spike ideas. I made this out of a railroad spike. Back scratcher. And my hand is actually in the shop. You know, I did the same thing with a railroad spike and turned it into a Shaka Bra hand last night. Check out the stream last night. I got tons of paint sprayers, airless cups, guns, automotives. My grandpa, whose shop it was a mechanic, so I've got 8 cases of 30 weight oil in old cardboard, canisters. You helped me. Ben, you shush. I have a complete front clip from a 67 Camaro that wanted to cut down to make a wall hang with working lights. Had it for about 15 years. Do it! Decent pile of leaf springs. I can use that someday. Exactly. That's what we're talking. I have a friend in my shop now because I purposed stuff I had. Yeah. Pop the hood and throw meat on the grill. There you go. Yeah, the front end of a Camaro would make a great grill.
Yes, it would.
It would make an awesome grill. Eric, good morning. This time of mode, I found a shed I forgot about. That sounds like my yard. I stick shovel in the ground and I pull up car parts. Spikes can be just about whatever your imagination can turn them into. Spike lizard, Chris Schaefer, spike lizard. Used to have a 50s Chevy pickup I was restoring. I miss her. Yeah. I'm alive. Ben, did I hear that you're going back to going to be teaching sometimes? Yeah, he's going to be teaching karate. 2 Kohler engines to build one out of, thinking the line shaft system. I don't know cars and stuff. I don't know what that means, James Donuts. You need a metal detector at your property. I do need a metal detector. I should pick it up.
What are you talking about? You just go beep.
Anson Ivy and Scott both have helped me work on my backyard.
As you walk, you think you're hitting a rock. Really, you're hitting some buried part somewhere.
Yeah. I think before I moved in here, they were clearing it out, and there was a handle sticking out of the ground, and they grabbed it and were pulling it. It was stuck, and they dug it out. It was a full working rototiller buried in the ground. You have a time machine that your grandson built, but you're afraid to throw it out or use it. Big zero-turn lawnmower engines. All right. I can teach hydraulics and irrigation. But yeah, it's amazing when you do a shop cleanup and you're looking at what you have, and you take the time to go, will I really use this? It's amazing how much A, more junk you find, and B, junk that you can get rid of. So yeah, it's I'd love to dig through your shop someday. He's giving me some tool brain fart tool holder things, metal with wheels and why am I brain farting and what a
tool chests,
toolboxes, yeah, like the Craftsman tool cabinets.
I'm going to pegboards and hang them on the wall, because once they're in the box, they just stay in the box and I forget where they're at, and then I search all day. If I hang on the wall, I can just look at it, maybe pick it up and use it and put it back.
I'm glad we kept those the grid hanging hooks, because last night I had a dream. Go figure. I dream about setting up my shop, of taking that those two pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and building a frame for them, mounting them about 6 inches apart or so, offsetting them so that you can slip hammers in there and it holds them like that, and then use those hooks for hanging tongs and various things, and maybe building a rack for shelves for and then put it on wheels.
Everything
on
in
wheels.
my shop is on wheels.
Everything on wheels.
Because if not, it just drives me crazy. Because if I want to do something, half the time I move everything out to the parking lot and then work and then move it back in. Because like everybody else, I'm a hoarder.
Yeah. Maybe get a crane with a large magnet on it to clean out your yard. That would be tough. Bob, come on by today. Are you sure you have the acquired equipment to have a brain fart, Yamez? Hello, Scott. Yeah, that's true, Bob. Not a lot up there these days.
Of course, it's hanging out with me.
Bob's here.
Hey, Bob.
You know Bob.
I know Bob.
As long as they're both the same engine model. You guys are talking engines. Everyone have a great Sunday. I'm going to swing my new Island Metal Forge hammer. I'm glad you like that, man. I'm really glad you like that.
Congrats.
Yep. It's a good hammer to have. I hoard wrought and vices and I almost bought one of your vices. I almost walked away with another vice. But I'm like, he's trying to set up for classes.
Mm-hmm.
He's just got to get the building for him, so he's got the room. And he's got 5 anvils, 5 vices, and gearing up for it. It's like, I don't want to take away from his plan, but it's a really nice little vice. Maybe a little bit of work on it to clean it up and get it, but it's good vice. He says it's garbage. No, it's not. Wants me to get a lot of pegboard hanging everything. Yeah, that's anything you can keep from being a horizontal surface that just gathers everything, and keep it vertical so you can hang things. That way, it's all on there. Wait a minute, I'm waiting. Did I not get an order, Chewy? Did I miss an order? Identical $2,000 engines. I hoard H11, stainless, copper, brass, and anything that may need for smithing. Also railroad spikes. Yeah, I got a lot of railroad spikes too. Ben Strickland's in the house. How you doing? Adios, Chris. Greg Campbell, good morning. The discussion today is what's in your shop. What is it that you're hoarding that you have in your shop, or an interesting item that you have in your shop that you just don't want to get rid of, but you don't use, that you may use in the future, like we're talking like shop cleanup and stuff, and we're finding all sorts of weird stuff in our shops,
And so many sockets that I can't store them all, but none of them are 7/16
or 10 mil
or 10 mil or 9/16.
Yeah.
The ones I use,
so many sockets,
so many wrenches, but none of the ones I need.
That's the thing where it's like you lose one and you go out and buy a new pack.
Yes,
And then you lose
the same one.
You lose the same one because it's the one you always use.
Yeah.
So you end up with dozens of,
Couldn't tell you how many 5/8 things I have. It's useless for me.
So start using 5/8 stuff. Not a flat surface in my shop. That's safe. That's right.
Amen to that.
And I see. Neil Graham, how you doing, man? Big old stack of 3/8 square tube. 3/8 square tube. That'd be neat.
It's small stuff.
That's small stuff, but that'd be neat for, like, if you pack it with sand and then bend it into curly cues and stuff and do fixtures. You got you got something other than 3/8 round to do to run wires through. When if you forge some light fixtures, that'd be neat to have. Honestly, 3/8 square tubing. No, what they need to do is sell a, like, 26 pack of 10 millimeter sockets. You know? So you buy, fill a drawer with nothing but 10 millimeter sockets. Be safe, Dana.
Bye, Dana.
Also do processed clean slats of bone horn. See, I don't have, I've got like one or two bits that is handle material. So it's like I really don't have.
I don't do knives either.
Yeah, I don't do knives enough. I've got some beautiful Purple Heart that Mr. Patterson, Jim Patterson, gave me, and it's like I want to do a knife and use that wood to make the blade because I was gifted that Purple Heart, and one day I will, and we'll see what happens with it. But I have a bunch of Grandpa's old tongs. Some I have no idea what they're for. The way to do it is find a use. I was just messing with you about the hammer. Oh, okay. It freaks me out sometimes if I miss an order. I'm like, did I get paid for something and not send it out? You know? It freaks me out sometimes. Can't sell light fixtures because I'm not sure of the legalities. I'm not a licensed electrician. I've been looking into that too, because one of the things that I like to forge down the line is lamps, chandeliers, and wall sconces. You know? Shut up, Speargrass. A few slabs of oak, walnut, Purple Heart, and mahogany. Nice. I know one thing that one of the things that I need to focus a bit of cash towards is getting a dumpster, so that when I get the dumpster, my neighbor will grab the excavator, and then I can put the call out to Kelly and Dan. They said that they'd line up a bunch of guys to come out and help throw shit in the dumpster. Stuff. Who? I'm bad. Sean Coleman, good morning. Dan Boyle has got about 40 foot of 2-inch stainless steel. Everybody's got so much stainless steel. I don't. Me
neither. It's too hard.
I've got a little piece. I forged a dragon out of it. You know? I didn't have a problem with it. Everybody said stainless is so hard. I've never had problems forging stainless. I'd like to get a couple bars of titanium, you know, and play with that. I hear that's a bear. I'm looking for something that makes me go, I can't move this. Sorry, guys. I do have a small dumpster, but what we need for the yard is something that with one weekend we fill it and the yard is cleared. You know.
You need a rollback.
No, you order the dumpster, and then funny thing is my neighbor has a dump trailer, you know, and I say just park that there. He uses it almost every day though, and it's like we can get him to just drop the dumpster off, go get the excavator, fill it with stuff, and then you know to bring it to the dump, which is down the road, dump it, and then bring it back, and then fill it again. That would work just as well as getting a dumpster.
Didn't you do some work for him, and he's supposed to?
Yeah, that's him getting the excavator.
Yeah.
That's not. I'm not paying him for the excavator. That's his part of the trade. But I don't know the different classes of titanium. But yeah, I'd like to try making a pair of titanium tongs like Rob Huff did. You know. Robot Heart. You mean Rivet Header. Richard Kent, hello. I like Robot Head a bit better. A rope. Yeah. Because you're the second person that's asked for the address. Let me pull it up real quick, and I'll put the mailing address in. If y'all give me half a second. There you go. A titanium knife. I don't know enough about knife steel. I wouldn't know if it would hold an edge or what or this or that. For the dumpster that we would need for our yard, Jay was pricing it out. It would be around $500 or $600. You know, for rental and removal.
So how long does those rentals go for anyway? I mean, how long is it before you have to come get them?
You can keep it as long as you want, but they charge a per diem or something like that.
Okay.
You know, like you get it for a week, and then, you know, anything over is something. But like what they really do is weight. You know, the big cost is the weight that you throw in there, and we'd be throwing a lot of metal in there.
Right. So
he priced it. It would be an average of like $500 or $600 for us to get rid of everything in the yard.
Okay.
You know. Demonetized. Open top dumpster. Gotcha. When wrought iron was the mainstay of Smiths, they had fewer problems with new alloys because everything was worked nice and hot. This cold work stuff is a cardinal sin. Yeah, I work especially when I'm working a steel that I know is a difficult steel, like when I was playing with D2 or when I was playing with the stainless that I had. You know, get it hot and hit it. You know, yellow steel moves very quickly. You know. Roll back dumpster every 3 months to clean up his mess. That's pretty much where I'm at, you know. All the scrappers that I've called in my area, like there's one big one just down the road, that I basically said, you come and take all the metal for free, you know. Heck, I got a 500 gallon, or 300 or 500 gallon, a gigantic, it's about as big as my truck almost, propane tank in my backyard. That's 15% full of propane. And he's like, oh, I want it. Don't get rid of it. I want it. That was like 6 months ago, and he has yet to come and get it. You know. If you got a bunch of metal, why don't you call the scrapyard? They offer deliver bins for free. That's the thing.
Then you got to sort it.
Yeah, then I have to sort it, and it's like, the idea is take excavator, grab, dump. As long as there's no dirt in it, because there's also a lot of like old broken fiberglass ladders. There's PVC, broken PVC pipe back there. Old drain ditches, which are culverts, which are like clay or something like that, or whatever they are. Yeah, just a whole bunch of random garbage. I need a smelting furnace, right? Adios, Ben.
See you, Ben.
But that would run a forage for a while. What would run a forage for a while?
Probably the propane you're talking about.
Oh yeah. The trouble is, it's in the middle of my yard, and
It'd be a long hose.
It'd be a long hose. I can't move it. You know, it would be really nice to put it up right up against the shop, and hard pipe it, and then have it filled. However, it is old, and I believe the reason that they switched tanks here was because that they would no longer fill that one. It ran out of date or something, and it can't be recertified, so they got a new tank here at the house. So it's like it would go through all the effort of clearing a space, moving it, and putting it into place, and then hard piping it, only to...
Can you put that tank that close to the building?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's easier for me to just get rid of it. Wartree was playing with Starlight, 6 pounds, or Staylight, 6 pounds. That was hard stuff. Red hard and air hardening. Never heard of it, Adam. I do have a lot of strange stuff in my yard. I've got an old camper, an old like RV camper, that was in the backyard, and my brother and cousin years back tore it up, and instead of throwing it away, they just left it all laying there. So there's fiberglass, aluminum, the axles, all, I've taken some stuff off of it, but it's just the frame, just the wiring sitting there, just it's just junkyard stuff. They won't fill old tanks with the old style valve. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like the tank itself is so old that they won't refill it. Yeah. 30-foot clearance for that big of a tank. That sounds about right around here too. But I wouldn't mind having down the line a large propane tank, even buried, and hard piped to the shop. But the thing, I would use it more for heating, than forging, unless I were to build several or one large propane forge, because I do use coal primarily. Augie, getting back into the spirit of things, I have a small antique tabletop 2-burner stove in my shop with glass fuel bottles for it. I'm not even sure what kind of fuel it takes. I don't want to get rid of it because it's so cool looking. There you go. That's neat. Love it. Some old stuff. Yeah, I can't wait to get to some of the old stuff in my shop. The stuff that I've found in the back, and then I still got a lot to go through. I had a sneeze. Good morning.
Bless you.
Thank you. Tanks can only get recertified 3 times. Right on. Find a propane guy that likes blacksmithing. If his name is Hank, he might even spot you some propane accessories. Yeah, problem is he lives in Arlen, Texas. Use my 100-pounder. I do have a 100-pounder. I don't know if it can be... Huh? You have two? I don't know if it can be recertified. I have to take it to a guy to have him take a look at it. Speaking of the propane tanks, where
need one?
That'd be nice.
I got plenty of 20-pounders.
No, yeah. The hose that goes from the torch to the tank, as opposed to these little camper tanks, where did you get that? I cannot find one.
A&B propane that's in Chesapeake. Certified. They're big. They fill tanks and everything else, and they'll come out to your place. You can buy them there. They certify it. Last time I bought the gauge. I brought my burner to them. They attached it, put the pipe dope in it, sealed it all up, tested it all for me. So I just stick it on a propane bottle and go and weld it.
I need one. So yeah, I need you to have you hook me up with that setup, because dang it, it's so nice.
So it's nice to have a little gauge or something with propane you're blowing through.
Well, good morning, Mr. Hanneman. Adios, Rob. Alright. Tractor Supply also carries stuff for propane. He's got for the hand torch, the T8000, which Mr. Hans was so generous in hooking me up with a T8000 torch. He's got a hose that looks custom made that hooks up to, his 100-pound propane tank. So he can sit there and make roses all dang day. I'm over here using an oxyacetylene. Holler! A while back in the conversation, we mentioned wheels on heavy equipment and the mobile forging rig. Anyone experimented with that perchance? I do have several different styles of wheels. The only thing on my shop that isn't on wheels, other than the obvious, the anvils and stuff, my forge is not on wheels. But
my forge is.
Your forge is, but my forge is hard piped to the outside, so I can't really move it. But I do have a spool of an old wire spool that measures, I think, 4 foot across, that I had my old forge on, and I have 4 brass, each wheel, 4 heavy duty brass wheels, each one capable of 1,000 pounds. So that table can carry 4,000 pounds. You know, they're like super freaking heavy duty, and eventually I'll be tearing those off of that and putting them on something else. Maybe my new welding table. You know, or yeah, lots of cool things. You can pretty much put wheels on anything. You just got to look at the weight value of the wheels and the price, because I'm sure them big casters are not cheap.
So I have metal casters on all mine because I'm on concrete, and if I go outside, it's on pavement. And I usually, if I think I'm gonna use only, I don't know, 400 pounds on that table, then I have 400 pounds per wheel because I always pile everything on top, and then it never goes to plan. I've broken a couple of the Harbor Freight wheels, the look like skateboard wheels. They work great until they fail, and then next thing you know, your whole table just topples sideways.
You cracked your table, didn't you?
I cracked the wheels. Yeah, I cracked the wheels right off the hubs. Those they're 250 pound each, and I still cracked two of them because I was putting my power
everything on one side.
On my power press, I put it on top to weld it up on the table.
Oh yeah.
All the heavy steel. They just overnight the wheels cracked and the thing was some steel on the ground and everything else. So
right. You have to build a portable forge by April. Several things on wheels. So much piled around them they can't move. That's the thing. Like, if you're going to do wheels, you have to maintain a clean shop floor. Probably, of the stuff that I use in my shop, 90% of it is portable. You know, so that I can rearrange my shop easy, so that I can push it out of the way now and clean up easier. And yeah. About the only things that are not on wheels are my vices, my anvils, and my forge. And my power hammer. My power hammer is not on wheels anymore.
My power press is on wheels.
Your power press is?
Yes.
Yeah. Track tension wheels? That's right, Gary Brown had a giveaway.
Oh, on wheels, I suggest every wheel pivots. Because I have lots of wheels that do not, only half the cart pivots.
And then you're steering it.
And it's really hard, especially in small, tight little spaces like my shop, to move everything around. Everything needs to spin 3 different ways.
That's a very good point. If you're putting stuff on wheels, get all 4 of them as pivoting wheels. That way you can, like, spin the thing. My grinding and drill press table that I built has only 2 pivoting wheels. And when I was putting them on, I had a good thing I caught it, because I had the 2 opposing corners as pivoting wheels. And that wouldn't have worked at all. At all.
So, like my chop saw, right? For me to move it, I usually pick one side up and drag it sideways so I get to the point where the wheels, because all 4 of them are locked wheels, so I got to roll it linear one way or the other.
Right.
Half the time I'm dragging that saw halfway around the shop.
Right. But yeah, bottom line is, if you can put it on wheels, do it. If it doesn't need to be permanently stationary, put it on wheels. Your back will thank you.
Unlike me and probably Yames here, I have tons of pieces of little steel that I can throw underneath the wheels, chalk the wheels exactly. Once it's in its spot, I have tons of chalks everywhere to hold it in place.
You just kick something on the floor and it becomes a chalk.
Yep.
Oh, what's this, a screwdriver? Not anymore.
There's always a chunk of metal somewhere I can just kick my foot around to it and put it in the spot.
My press has wheels, half the frame is a trolley truck. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Much obliged, guys. Wanted to make a propane-based portable forge rig to use in your small workshop. For a propane forge rig, yeah, pretty much. I've seen those Harbor Freight red carts. Throw down some fire brick on it, and it's got 4 wheels, and put the propane underneath it, and run the hose up, and boom, you've got a good stand for a propane forge.
And like my cold forge, I got a really big table on it with the pot's in, so I just throw my forge, my propane forge up on top of it and use the same one and reel it out and reel it in.
You just got to dig it out of the coal pile every now and then.
Yeah.
Because if you guys were in my stream last night, you see how he loads coal, rips the top of the bag open and just dumps it in. I use a scoop.
I have a big table. I pour it in the back. I'm gonna roll it from the back forward into the pot.
That is a build that I'm going to be doing coming up. I gotta my barrel hood is starting to rust and fall out like my old one, so I'm gonna I've got a sheet of old rusty 1/4 inch plate steel that I'm going to take the oxy cutter out and prop it up and cut segments and make a straight walled hood in my shop. For that thing. Give me more table room. Not much, but at least it won't be a little round barrel. John Cat, good morning. Praise the forge and pass the borax.
Oh, I did find 4 borax boxes that were hard as a rock tucked away all throughout my shop. So I have so much borax now, it's crazy.
Shop finds.
Oh, yes.
I have a bench at one end of the shop that is attached to the wall, and my anvil is anchored to the floor. Everything else is on wheels. There you go, Dan. Feed the coked up coal down into the bottom of the pot where the fire is. On top, it just smokes. Yep. That's what I got. I got a spoon, a long spoon that Robinette actually recommended that I make a spoon for my forge that I take and I push stuff down on the edges, so that it burns on the edges instead of just sitting there on top. Your girl Karma argued that her name was Karma Tuna. Gotta go, Chewy. Adios, man. Yep, we're about out of here too. We got 4 minutes to go, and then we've got to jump out there, and he's got some stuff to do later today. So we got to get I got to use his muscles as much as his back as much as I can.
Go mule, go.
Go mule. But yeah, don't forget, smoosh that like button. Sorry guys. I just they even made me a mailbox at work that said Ben Tuna Route 1. Doesn't count as in the shop, but I keep finding various sizes of steel ball bearings from 1 inch diameter to the 5 inch. I'd love to get a nice collection of ball bearings, just for different projects. All over the property. Well, that's interesting. Maybe that was like a
5-inch ball. That's a
big
ball bearing.
a big ball bearing.
It's a cannonball.
Maybe one of your neighbors had used to shoot at that property. Maybe there was some sort of a Australian version of the Hatfields and McCoys warring.
Somebody got a catapult just throwing ball bearings.
Yeah. Someone was playing with a trebuchet or catapults. That is very different. I'm going to trade you something for that shirt. Are there my Island Metal shirts that I could buy? I know my Teespring, I have Island Metal shirts at Teespring. One of my thoughts, and I haven't done it because of the pricing on it is ridiculous. But the company that I order these from, I can do custom made ones, but I have to buy them in bulk. If I buy 500, it's like $5 a piece, but I'd be spending $5,000 or something, or whatever the math is on that. I suck at math, so it's but if I buy 10, they're $10 a piece, and I'm looking for a company that would make Hawaiian print shirts custom, because I think it would be really cool to take my logo and make it a Hawaiian print item. Yes, I do have. I haven't checked my Teespring account in almost a year because nobody's bought any of them. That's probably because I don't advertise it. But I do have a Teespring account with, you know, my shirts on it. Several different versions of my shirts. So if any of you guys want Island Metal swag, you can get it there at Teespring, you know. I actually do have... No, I closed it. No, I didn't. I could pull up the link. No, it's in the descriptions. In the description, there's my Teespring account. Yeah, in the description, I have my Teespring account. Morning, Curtis. But yeah, with that, guys, thank you all for your support, donations, purchases, everything you guys have done to support the channel. I got to get out of here. We got work to do today, and I'm still only wearing my, you know, shorts. But
see you guys.
He's in his bib over. He's like ready. He woke up like, all right, let's get out to the shop. I'm like, no, no. Yeah, we're gonna get going. Anson, pack up that anvil stand and come on down. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Ethan Phillips. Good to see you. Live stream in the shop. I can't because where the camera setup is after last night's show, it's packed full of cases. I can't live stream the cleanup right now. So sorry. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Toss on them safety glasses like Black Bear says, and get out to the shop and, you know, make something creative. Create something today, okay? And take pics. Oh yeah, I've got before pics, and I will have after pics. You guys have an awesome day. Maybe I'll take a picture of progress and throw a post up here on YouTube. But yep. Hearts and health. Love all of you guys. I need to go. You know, I gotta walk the Scott. You know, he's scratching at the door. So, good night, guys, or good morning. All right. All right. Later.